This Roborock S8 Max Ultra looks basically identical to this S8 MaxV Ultra. These are Roborock's flagship robots, and they're actually among the top robots I've ever tested. And the reason is, one of these has some legitimately impressive AI. We're gonna compare the differences. I'm gonna demonstrate these throughout the video. And I'll let you know right up front, we're gonna do some spicy tests. There are 8 differences between the Max Ultra and the MaxV Ultra. Now the first one is that the MaxV Ultra has an RGB camera, a LiDAR system, and a dedicated AI processing chip. And that allows it to do things I've never seen a robot vacuum do before. Now we're gonna get into that and the other 7 differences, but first I wanna say that Roborock sent me these 2 units for review, but they haven't paid me, they haven't told me what to say, there's no script, and I did find some limitations. So let's start the testing. Pickup performance is one of the core functions of a robot vacuum, and here is where we're gonna find the first difference between these two. And yeah, it kinda sucks. The MaxV Ultra has 10,000 pascals of suction, where the Max Ultra has 8,000 pascals. But let's look at what we're dealing with before we get into the pickup test. You've got this dual roller design, and what I like about these is they're fairly anti-tangle in my experience. But if they do get tangled, you can just pop them out like this, and here's where the dirt goes into. To test out this dual rubber brush roll design, I've put down some human hair, a little bit of cat hair. Let's check it out. So if you do need to clean it out, these come out pretty easily. Not much tangles on the longer hair, definitely nothing on the pet hair. Just a little bit at the ends of the rollers. That's pretty normal for this style. Personally, I think the rubber roller design is probably one of the better ones on the market right now. And they both have this flexi arm design, so when you come up to a corner, this is gonna extend out, and these are pretty soft bristles. These are designed to get into corners. For our first test, we're dumping a mixture of sand, cereal, pet hair, some colored rice, and it's kind of a tough test. Oh my God. We're gonna send out the MaxV first. We're putting it on high, and we're gonna do 2 passes. And the result is 100%. Excellent score. And we're gonna do the same test with the same dirt. Now you're probably thinking to yourself that the robot actually missed some stuff in the middle, and actually it did. Remember, the cat came right over here, and so let me show you what it shows in the app. You can see the pattern that it did, and it identified an obstacle right there, which was the cat, so it went around it. Now, let's see how much it actually picked up. Moment of truth, what do we got? All right, 95, we're gonna call it 95%. I think that's pretty good, because we missed probably just a couple grams right there. That was a surprisingly good score on hardwood, even if the cat did interrupt it a little bit. Let's do the carpet test, starting with the S8 MaxV. Whew, it's a big old mess. Oh, let's get some hair in here too. It actually stopped cleaning because it identified these tufts of hair as pet waste and decided to go around them. I think that's probably a good thing. I'm gonna force it to finish it up. Let's see how much it picked up. The pickup performance for the MaxV Ultra was 100%. That's a darn good score. Now let's try the same test for the Max Ultra. And we got 95%. Also a really good score. Every manufacturer seems to have a kind of different approach to mopping, and Roborock does something that I think is actually really counterintuitive. It has a sonic mopping system. And this actually has 2 separate vibration modules in it. Let me see if I can show you. You got a vibration module here, and you've also got one here. And this apparently has 4,000 vibrations per minute, which is faster than the S7 versions. And Roborock says that their sonic mopping system leaves behind less dirt and a little bit less film than robots with spinning mop pads. Additionally, because this doesn't have a rotating mop design, you have this edge mopping system, which is pretty soft here. And this is designed to go along edges and connect with the edges of your room pretty seamlessly and apparently not sort of scallop like some other robot vacuums do. Now, I've sprinkled some cereal and rice along the baseboards in my kitchen and sent it out to mop and vacuum at the same time. I've set the vacuum to maximum suction and the water to maximum. You can see it's pretty good sweeping up right to the edge, and mopping at the same time. Now I also want to show you the edge mop, but it is a little bit difficult to film. It's kind of like the elusive marine animal that doesn't exist. I don't know, but you can actually see I managed to catch it in action where it goes right up to the baseboard. And also the extending edge brush, it actually does pop out and go into corners like it does right here. So hard to capture, but it actually seems pretty effective. And if you got carpet, like this beautiful heirloom scrap piece I picked up for $20, the mop pad rises 20 millimeters, which is more than any other robot we've tested so far. And if you're still concerned, you can set it to vacuum first and then avoid the carpet when it's mopping. Now, after the robot has finished mopping and vacuuming, it's gonna come back to the dock and it's gonna empty the dust from this onboard canister into this bag right here.
Emptying dustbin.
This bag is about 2.5 liters, so this should last anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks, depending on how often you mop and vacuum. Next, it will clean the mop pad with 140-degree hot water. So in terms of maintenance, you've got a clean water tank, and you've got a dirty water tank, and it's got sensors in here which will detect how dirty the water is, and if it's too dirty, it's gonna wash the mop pads again and then go out and re-mop that area and come back to make sure it's clean. If you want to use a bit of detergent, you got this canister right here. You don't even need to use anything proprietary. It will automatically add detergent to the onboard tank before it goes out mopping. And now after mopping, it is drying the pad with 140-degree heated air. And you can see in the base, it has this unit which automatically cleans the base, and this actually cleans the mop pad as well. There's something really interesting that I want to talk about, and that is the technology that is on board the S8 MaxV Ultra. And it's actually pretty amazing. I think these new robot vacuums are approaching smartphone technology, but actually have more capabilities. Let me explain. So this has something called Reactive AI 2.0, and there's 3 pieces to it. It has an RGB camera, it has 3D structured light, which is lasers, and it also has something that I haven't heard of on a robot before. It's called an NPU, a neural processing unit. It is a specialized chip designed to function somewhat like a human brain. With this dedicated neural processing chip tying it all together, it has some capabilities that their other robots don't have. It can recognize pets. It can recognize what room it's in. It can make suggestions for cleaning your room. The S8 Max Ultra does not have a dedicated camera. It only uses 3D structured light lasers, so there's also no dedicated NPU on board, so it's just not as smart. Now, of course, no robot test is complete without an obstacle course. And if you notice, I don't do a very difficult obstacle course for a lot of my videos, but this one, we're pulling out all the stops. We got ourselves a shoe, a USB cable, a cat toy, another rainbow cat toy, another cat toy, a stick. We got a couple feeding bowls. But of course, there's one more thing. It's the fake pet poop. So let's just put this down right here. Ugh. We're gonna start with the MaxV, the one with the camera. I haven't run this test before. I'm curious. Successfully avoiding the pet bowls. Can it avoid the power cord? Can it avoid the tiny mouse? It's missing the shoe. Excellent. It's getting into the poop zone. You can do it. You can do it. Now we're gonna run it with the S8 Max Ultra, the one without the camera, and it's only able to recognize 42 objects, so about half. What I'm really concerned about is this fake poop. Let's see. Oh no. It's pretty clear that the winner of the obstacle avoidance test is the MaxV because it is just a much smarter robot. It's able to recognize pet waste, it's able to recognize pets. My recommendation is if you have small pets, if they're young, if you've got older pets, if you're worried about the robot running over some poop, something like that, definitely get a robot with a camera. It's just gonna give you a lot more peace of mind. The technology in the MaxV is just much better than it is in the Max Ultra. There's no question in my mind, this is just a superior robot. Can your cat FaceTime you? Well, mine can, kinda. The next difference between the MaxV and the MaxV Ultra is that the MaxV Ultra has a camera and it can do video calls. However, the last time I did this, he basically ignored me.
Hi, Saturn.
The next difference is kind of difficult to show you because my cat is basically a fat, fluffy ninja warrior. The MaxV can identify your pet, stop the brush roll, and move aside, supposedly. But that's only if the robot has an actual chance. There's another related feature, which is that the MaxV can search for your pet and identify it with artificial intelligence. And again, that works great in theory, but there's a problem. You see, Saturn identified the robot first and then attacked it mercilessly every single time. So this feature sounds great, but it doesn't work if your cat is on SEAL Team Fluff. Now the next difference is that you can control the MaxV with voice commands without even being connected to Wi-Fi. But I mean, how can you even live without Wi-Fi? Who doesn't have Wi-Fi? Hello, Rocky.
I'm here.
Go wash the mop. It's got about a dozen of these voice commands, but you gotta hit them absolutely perfectly, otherwise it just doesn't understand you. Those are the 8 features, but unlike some of the competitors, Roborock actually puts a lot of work into their app. The app works pretty well. It shows you your furniture, you can set no-go zones, and it shows you in real time where it has finished mopping. And it works with multiple floors, and then you can set it to mop and vac, mop or vac only, or just let the AI figure it all out for you. The S8 Max Ultra at launch is $1599 and the S8 MaxV Ultra is $1799. Not cheap. However, they're both really good robots, and in my mind, the MaxV has a lot more capability for the extra $200. It's better at obstacle detection and avoidance because the camera and the dedicated AI chip really bring it to the next level. The Roborock S8 pair are some of the absolute best robots on the market that you can buy right now. However, if you're looking for something a little bit more affordable, check out this video right here.